Hi, I'm Helen and this is Why Mums Don't Jump. Busting taboos about leaks and lumps after childbirth. All the stuff that happens to your pelvic floor that no one ever talks about. Incontinence, prolapse, pelvic pain, problems that affect millions of women, 1 in 3. I'm one of them. I have a prolapse. My pelvic organs fell out of place after the birth of my second child. And if you had told me back then that I would be speaking about this stuff out loud, I would have told you to give your head a wobble. Hello, welcome back. It's episode 6 of season 5 and it's the one you've been waiting for. Pop Club is back. Are they on now?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi guys.
You're right.
Yes, we managed to sort out our technical challenges to have a really good catch up. So this is with Jess and Sky, not their real names, just your favourite pseudonyms. And if you have no clue what I'm on about, then let me catch you up, because shortly after I started talking about prolapse on Instagram in 2018, a woman in Australia got in touch to say that she had a friend in Manchester, where I live, with a prolapse, and why didn't we meet up for coffee? Which is, obviously a really weird thing to do, but for some reason I said yes, so we did. And she brought a friend and our unofficial pop club was formed, and we get to unload and laugh and cry with people who just get it. And after a while I persuaded them to come on the podcast, and that episode inspired loads of other listeners to set up their own unofficial pop clubs around the country and around the world, where they meet for coffee or wine or walks, and I love it. So that's Pop Club, and you're about to hear our third catch-up after this. Why Mums Don't Jump is sponsored by iMedicare, pelvic health naturally. iMedicare provides devices or products for pelvic health that are safe and easy to use, helping you to manage your symptoms while you're on the way to recovery. Products like Lamana Activewear, fitness leggings and running shorts that have absorbent underwear built in for protection from leaks, whether that's wee or sweat or period blood or discharge. And the leggings have a phone pocket, which is music to my ears. You can find Lamana via the affiliate shop on the Why Mums Don't Jump website, where you'll also find a discount code. Thanks to the team at iMedicare. Without further ado, here is Pop Club 3, the return of Sky and Jess.
I have got a good name for this podcast. Well, no, I haven't, but I've got the idea of a concept of what you should call it. I was thinking
this
about
episode?
this today. Yes.
Okay, this will be good. Go on.
So the reason behind this is because I went to the hospital the other day for my gynae checkup that I've been chasing for ages. I'm going to get that in. So yeah, went to the hospital. Don't like going, because obviously who just likes to go to an appointment for something?
It's
like
not
prolapses?
fun.
It's not fun, is it? No. So I'm sitting in this waiting room. I don't know why, but something happened. Someone came in and then I just started getting a bit upset because last time I was there, got diagnosed with a 3rd-degree tear that I didn't know I had. And also got forgotten, so I was a bit stressed. Anyway, so I was like, and they're like, oh, you're right. And then this woman, must have been just slightly older, she was like, so have you got a prolapse? And I was like, yes. She was like, I've never met anyone with a prolapse that's like my age. So I was like, oh my goodness, there's loads of us. I was like, there's so many.
Join the party.
I was like, join the party. I was like, yeah, but I think I was just gabbling a bit, as I do, because I was a bit emotional. And then I gave her my number and I talked about your podcast, but I've not heard from her. So I was like, did I put my number in wrong? She was like, I'd love to meet up with you. So this podcast should be like, find that woman, but I don't know her name.
If you're listening, woman from the hospital waiting room,
yes,
drop me an email and I will put you in touch.
Exactly. And I told her that she could come to our pop club.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe she had second thoughts. I
don't think she did. I feel like, well, maybe she did, but no, I was getting good prolapse vibes. So.
I love that you're still making all your prolapse friends everywhere you go.
Yeah, I love it. I know, exactly. Hey, you got to say yes, haven't you, to these things? Otherwise, you just got to be open and good things happen to you, regardless if it's a sad beginning story.
This is very true.
Yeah, see, look at you, see?
Oh, look at me. I am living my best life right now.
Living the best life, exactly. Who knows what would have happened if you hadn't have had a prolapse?
Oh, well, none of this would have happened, obviously.
Exactly.
And also, I wouldn't have met you guys, obviously.
Exactly.
And now this is season 5, can
Oh
you
my
believe,
goodness.
of the podcast, which hadn't even started when we met in whenever it was, 2018, 19, something like that. Quite a long time ago. So should we have a little whip round and see how people are doing?
Yeah.
Who wants to go first? Come on. Sky. I'm coming
Okay.
for you.
It sounds like she's rustling paper. She's got notes. She's very prepared.
That's it. I was trying to remember last time we spoke. Let's have a full so when we first met 5 or 6 years ago, you had some surgery to strengthen the posterior wall, and then but you've always had like quite a lot of pain and stuff because you had the nerve damage when your son was born, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean that's still going on, the pain, but it's I think over time it has got less and less over time. I think nerves do regenerate, don't they? But just really, really slowly. So
I think it's like a millimetre a year.
yeah. So it's been a few years, and I think I maybe get like 7 to 10 days of like where it's pretty bad a month, but the rest of it's actually all right. I'm doing all right. And there's 7 to 10 days, I just kind of it kind of does interfere with like intimacy and my mood and fatigue and things like that when you're in pain, but it's only for like a week to 10 days, and then the rest of the month I'm fine. And I just like,
and how would you describe what that's like pelvic
it's
pain?
a bit like a toothache up my bum. That's kind of what it feels like, in the back wall of,
You're not flossing enough, mate.
possibly. But honestly, like I can't really complain. Given I have to remind myself what it was like, 5, 6, 7 years ago, and how much I have come on. So it is getting much better. Thank you. Yeah. But
Are you seeing anyone about it still? No, you're just like off the books.
yeah,
now.
do you know what? I'm so sick of like being interfered with by medical professionals. I'm just I'm done with that. I can manage it. I know what I need to do to manage it, and I make sure I eat a really like good diet so that I'm that helps with things. Keeps me regular, and that really does help if I'm constipated in any way, things get really quite bad, so I do have to really be careful about what I'm eating, but it's fine. I've got used to it now, so I just kind of like crack on. Yeah, it's just life, innit? I guess we've all got something, haven't we?
Oh, but 7 to 10 days a month still after all this time, and nothing really being done particularly. It doesn't sit. I'm not very comfortable with this.
It's fine. Honestly, it is fine. And it is, like I said, it is over the years, it is getting gradually a bit better. And I'm still really active, and I'm like upping my running and things like that at the moment. I'm trying to get back to like sort of the level of fitness I had before I had my son. I could like comfortably do a 10k before then, and that's kind of what I want to get to really. And I did 9 kilometers this morning, slowly, very slowly, and made sure I was near a toilet. But I'm getting there, and and that's good.
Why? Like, sorry, you don't have to answer this. Near a toilet because of leaking wee, or because of needing to poo?
Yeah, I'm just really conscious. If I do need to go to the toilet, I want to just make sure I go, because if I have to hold it in for whatever reason, it just makes the pain a bit worse. So yeah, if I can get up to that'd be really good. But otherwise, I'm really active, and I'm fine. I am honestly fine.
It's pudendal neuralgia, isn't it? And it's this condition that causes this pain in around your pelvis or your genitals, or a toothache up your bum. And it's like when this major nerve is damaged. Obviously, we think in your case through forceps birth.
Yeah.
But I'm just not quite. I don't know. I don't want you to have 7 to 10 days of pain every month. That's bobbins.
I know. Do you know what though? I'm just kind of used to it. Do you remember what we said in the beginning? We all said if you could just be like, get used to it. Like once you've just had a filling, right, and it like feels really bulky and weird in your mouth, and then after a while it feels all right. And I feel like I'm kind of in that place where you know, I've just gotten used to it. I've gotten used to things feeling a bit different and strange, and it's kind of my normal now, if you know what I mean.
The thing is, though, as well, like the experience of going to the hospital and the waiting lists, and to be honest, being treated like a number, that's how I feel. I mean, last time I went to the hospital, I had to fill this really long questionnaire in that was literally mortifying. I don't know if you've had to fill one in, but you know, you're reading stuff that could be a possibility for you, like later on in life, you know, and it's quite emotional, like filling this form in. And then I went there the other day, she'd not even read it.
Oh, I hate that.
She'd not even read it. And I thought, do you know what? I cried over that. And you're not even read it. And it's literally like I'm a number. You don't even, do you know what I mean? And then, and do you find it's like just a bit of a fob off? I personally feel like fobbed off for 7 years.
So where are you up to with it, Jess? Like, where are you at now? What's the plan?
I mean, let's just rewind just for a little bit, because I'm just trying to think back to the last episode where we spoke, and actually, like, you were in a relatively good place because you just had your second baby with your prolapse. You'd been wearing a pessary. You'd been feeling pretty good.
So my little baby now is going to be 4.
What?
Yeah, Christmas. Yeah, he's going to be 4. New Year's Eve, yeah.
Oh,
so,
yeah, came
31st
out
of
healthy,
Jan.
that's the most important.
Came out healthy, yeah, because he was massive and £9.10, and he had a massive head. So big.
Thank
I
goodness
swear
for
to
that
God, it was massive.
C-section.
And honestly, I cried after, because I was like, and ahhing about this flipping C-section and wondering what the best thing to do was. And then it was a bit scary. It was fine, but it was just all a bit anxiety provoking. And then he came out, and they actually got the weight wrong. They said he was like £10.4. So at that point I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad I had a C-section.
But he is very
But he's got
cute.
this amazing, yeah, he is so cute. He's got this
Gorgeous.
amazing hair that obviously hides this
blondie.
massive head. But he's got a massive head, but he's obviously got these beautiful curls. So anyway, so yeah. So then I went back to the consultant and was like, right, now, because you said I had to wait for my second baby. Little bone of contention there. I don't know if you could pick it up from my voice. And then she sent me for loads of tests. And guess what? I had a 3rd-degree tear that wasn't picked up. So
From the first birth.
From the first
obviously.
birth. Yeah. So that's really frustrating, because I feel like I was obviously talking about all these symptoms that I was having and no one really paid attention.
Of course.
Yeah. So
And so, hang on. So, sorry. If you have a 3rd-degree tear that isn't picked up for, like, what is that, 3 years?
yeah. 3
What
years.
does it heal? Does it heal badly? Does it?
Yeah, so
what
you're
happens?
basically supposed to be stitched up in theatre if you have a 3rd-degree tear. That's the protocol. And I think you're supposed to have possibly antibiotics afterwards. So I obviously got a stitches infection as well. So that's not helped with the healing either. So I don't really know. I've not really got any answers. I got told by a letter that I had a 3rd. Oh no, was it a letter? No, I rang up and said, have I had a 3rd-degree tear, because I could tell on the ultrasound that it didn't look right. And then they were like, oh yeah, you've had a 3rd-degree tear. But anyway, I've only just seen someone
For that.
Well, no, because I think it's a different part of it. So I've still not really seen anyone to discuss it. So yeah, it's just, that's what I mean. It's just actually exhausting. I actually can't be arsed. I just carry on. This is why women don't say anything, because it's just such a struggle.
So what like, what are your symptoms like? Like, why?
So,
what's going on with you then?
Some of the tests I went for were had an ultrasound. I had nerve conduction tests, so I think there's some nerve damage there as well. And I had to have. Did you have the test? I think, Sky, the one that's inhumane.
The poopogram.
Proctogram.
Yeah.
Poopogram.
Poopogram.
Oh, it was like the most humiliating.
Yeah, so
thing
bad.
ever,
So I had that as
honestly.
well. There was a guy as well behind the screen. It was, not even a woman.
Oh, it was awful. Honestly.
So
And
bad.
I know what that is now, because you mentioned it last time, and this is where you have this barium or whatever toothpaste stuff up.
Yeah, and it didn't come out for ages. It was so uncomfortable. It was just sticky and
just
horrid.
Sat there in the room. No.
And it's this. They can then sort of do an X-ray and see where, if you've got a
yeah.
rectocele or a back.
Yeah, and
prolapse,
how
they can
so
see.
I've got some issues up that way as well. So then I
Bless you.
get all that information via letter. Then I chase up an appointment again and again. Then I get one, and then she obviously we talked about surgery, and whilst in a way I'd kind of like surgery, obviously have to take time off work. I don't really think I have time. Not time, but like the success rate isn't.
Would it be rectal surgery, Jess?
I don't. No, I think it would be. I don't know. I think it would. No, because I think I've got more or less all the prolapses of some kind. So I don't even know from a third degree tear point of view, and obviously some of the issues going to the toilet. That I think that's a separate issue that I'm waiting to hear back. But apparently they keep discussing me at MDT, and I don't really know what the outcome of that is. Okay. Or have seen anyone like a colorectal surgeon, but she said basically that there was some operation that she would suggest. But I was like, I'm not sure. It's not, she put in the letter, like, I don't think it's necessarily worth it or my symptoms aren't that bad. And that's not the case. Like, my symptoms are bad, but they're not horrendous to the point where, like, do I want surgery for 70% success rate? Do you know what I mean? Like, risk versus benefit. So I'm just in this, like, annoying, do you know what I mean? It's not horrendous. It's not ideal, sort of, and I have to take loads of time off work. And so it's just, it's not that I don't think I need it, because I think, if they said, oh yeah, this surgery is like 90% success rate, then I would be more inclined to have it now.
It's the risk benefit thing.
Yeah, so I'm sort of managing. If I'm not constipated, then I'm generally much better. But yeah, it's not great. It's sort of it.
And are you managing to be active and do other, like, your exercise?
No, I don't really do. So I did start going to the gym and stuff, but it's just hard with a little one. Like, but he's going to preschool next year, so I'm definitely going to have a Friday morning. So I've already decided that I'm going to go to the gym, and then my mother-in-law has the children on Wednesday evenings now, and she picks them up from school and she takes them to school the next day. So I'm like Wednesdays.
That's nice.
Oh my goodness, she's like my new favourite person in the whole wide world. So that's really helpful.
Do you think maybe you just need to, like, just, if you can manage how things are at the moment, just take a break from it all and try and just...
That I'm not like, oh, I want surgery. I'm kind of like, if things are good, like, I'm all right, but it is constantly on my mind every single day that I have a prolapse, and do you know what I mean? Oh, I've been to the toilet today. It is exhausting and it is tiring. So, like, yeah, I mean, if, do I wish I hadn't got a prolapse and had a section the first time round? Yes.
Me too. But
you wouldn't have met us then.
Yeah.
I would have. I'd have still met Sky, because I'd have met her at a baby group, and we could have just been part of a different
club. We might have talked
club.
about going out for cocktails.
Yeah, exactly. We would have, not just vaginas.
Instead of our vaginas,
yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, shall I tell you where I'm up to?
Helen's like, I don't know where do we go with this?
How's your vagina, Helen?
Oh, box fresh. Yeah, no, I'm all right. I think the thing that's happening to me now, because, like, you've just turned 40, but I'm rolling into 46, and I think I'm starting to notice some changes.
Oh, God.
Perimenopause stuff.
Oh, I'm with you, honestly. There. Ugh.
Yeah. It's hard to know, isn't it? Because, like, like a couple of months ago or something, I went 2 runs in a row where I was, like, leaking. And that's never really happened to me before, so I was just like, oh, that's really depressing.
Are you still doing all your exercise? You're like
I'm doing loads, and that's what I was really annoyed about, because I'm doing, I'm doing like a couple of runs a week of, like, I don't know, 5k or whatever around the park, and I'm doing strength training. Like, I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling really good. Like, got like 2 5-kilogram weights, and I do all my stuff, and so I was kind of like, well, that's not fair, because I'm feeling pretty fit. But anyway, then I went like religious on the pelvic floor exercises and did them, like, twice a day forever. And it hasn't happened since. So I don't, like, it was obviously a blip of some sort, but why it happened, I don't know. And I'm thinking maybe just perimenopause stuff.
I think cycle has a lot to do with stuff.
Yeah, where you are in your cycle, where everything's sitting. And
yeah, definitely. It's just that it's never happened before, really. So I didn't really enjoy that, because then my brain, then your brain goes, okay, where's this going now then? But yeah, it's okay. It's not happened since, and I think my pelvic floor exercises has helped with that. And yeah, a couple of people at the time were like, oh, have you thought about vaginal estrogen? So I'm kind of thinking about it a little bit. I don't really know enough about it to know where to go to get it. Or I mean, obviously you go to your GP, don't you? But I need to work all that stuff out.
I think it's getting It's getting older, isn't it? That is the trouble with life, isn't it? Getting older. Like, no, I mean,
I'm glad I'm getting older. What's the alternative?
Well, yeah, you're probably right.
Let's talk about something a bit more upbeat.
We need to find a way to wrestle some hope out of this episode.
We are all a lot better than we were.
Yeah,
100%.
We are a lot better.
I don't have a secret mirror that I keep checking myself every 5 minutes to see if it's
and that's huge progress.
Oh my god! And I don't like just tell everyone about my pelvic floor issues anymore.
Whereas
Also
I've started to, because I never used to talk about it, did I? But nowadays I am a bit more open about it, and that for me is actually a good thing.
Oh, yeah, didn't you accost some woman on holiday in a hotel or something?
Oh yeah, we had a right good talk about vaginas.
So there you go. The chaos continues, and I can't pretend that everyone's experience is all sunshine and rainbows all the time, because it isn't. But we go on, and I hope that in sharing all of these stories, you can find something that resonates and helps with your own journey in some way, shape or form. As ever, none of this is intended as medical advice, so please seek out your own professional help. But if you'd like to find your own pop club, there's a post on my Instagram grid where people who want to meet others have left their location in the comments. It's a bit old now, but people still add to it, so have a scan through to see if there's anyone near you who might want to hang out. You've been listening to Why Mums Don't Jump with me, Helen Ledwick. You can find me on socials at Why Mums Don't Jump or online at whymumsdon'tjump.com. And if you're enjoying the podcast, I'd be really grateful if you would tell someone about it, or leave a review somewhere, or feed the Instagram algorithm by liking, sharing, saving, commenting on any of my posts. It all helps others to find the podcast. That's it for me. Bye for now. Season 5 of Why Mums Don't Jump is brought to you by iMedicare, pelvic health naturally. The team at iMedicare are passionate about improving quality of life for patients with pelvic health problems, and they supply products that are safe and easy to use as part of your rehab journey. Products like the Ephemia Bladder Support, a reusable vaginal pessary for stress incontinence, helping you to stay active without worrying about leaks. Made from a soft and flexible silicone, Ephemia is widely available on NHS prescription, as well as through the affiliate shop on the Why Mums Don't Jump website, where you'll also find a discount code. Check it out.